not going to stay here? Sit in his place?
Okay.
Fred's not here? He's just a few minutes.
We're going to tell him we appointed you.
This meeting is called to order. We're going to begin with our closed session. County Council, can you read those items into the agenda?
Yes, Chairman, members of the board, and honorary CAO today. We have 4 items for the board to consider in closed session today. One is conference with your labor negotiators. The agency designated representative is Michelle May, and that's under Government Code Section 54957.6. Under discussion is all units, the employee organization. There is a request for a discussion with you related to anticipated litigation. There's significant exposure to litigation under one case, and that's under Government Code Section 54956.9, subsection D2. You'll discuss the public employee employment of a prospective position of the Director of Human Resources under Government Code Section 54957. And under that same Government Code section, there is a discussion and a consultation with your Sheriff, Jay Varney. There's a threat to public services and facilities. Thank you.
Okay, are there any additions to the agenda?
No, there are no additions to the agenda.
Any questions or comments from the public on the closed session agenda? Hearing none, we'll retire to closed session.
Like water, boss.
Let him know if he's going to get dragged in.
Ready? Welcome back, ladies. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, out of closed session to a regular meeting of the Madera County Board of Supervisors. Today is Tuesday, August 13th, 2019. Time is 10:07. Is there any reportable action out of closed session?
Chairman, there's no reportable action from today's closed session.
All right, we'll open and close in memory. Tom?
Yeah, thank you. I just want to honor Graydon Barker from Oakhurst. Been up there about, I don't know, 15, 20 years, and they're both elk members, and his wife Joyce was the Grand Hoopa, whatever you call it, the head of it for almost a year. She got cancer and passed away about 2 years ago, and then he was by himself on this beautiful piece of land, and last night I almost bought it from him, and then he moved up to Washington. He had a heart attack the other night and passed away, so he helped so many people up there. It wasn't funny, so just want to honor him, and rest in peace, buddy.
All right, we'll have our invocation by Pastor Charles Rigby. And DA, will you lead us in the flag salute?
Mr. Chair, good morning. Board of Supervisors, good morning. Let us pray. Father, today we pray for not only this meeting, but we want to, first of all, thank you for our freedoms, the democracy and the republic that we live in, this great nation. And also, God, we want to remember those that are processing tragedy in El Paso, Dayton, as well as Riverside, a little closer to home, the family of Andre Moye, the officer who fell yesterday. May your peace that surpasses all understanding cover those families. May your hand protect our first responders here throughout this county. And then, Lord, we do pray for this meeting. God, Psalms 119 reminds us that we are to seek wisdom and knowledge, but first to trust your commands. And we pray for Madera County, that every decision made between these four walls, that they exemplify your wisdom, understanding, and that they benefit the future of our county. We pray for clarity and honesty, a spirit of cooperation. May these men and women steward our resources responsibly and in a way that will benefit every man, woman, and child in this county. We ask for your favor, Lord. We pray that Madera County would be a beacon of innovation, leading our state in education, social services, collaborative efforts, law enforcement, great business. We ask that Madera County would be the place to grow, learn, and live for many, for years to come. Lord, we ask this in your name. Amen.
I'd ask all military members and former military members to join me in rendering the proper hand salute in accordance with military regulations. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right. Public comment?
Public comment. The first 15 minutes of each regular session are set aside for members of the public to address the board on any matter under the jurisdiction of the board, but not appearing on the agenda. The board will not take action on any items presented under public comment. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes. Anyone addressing the board is asked to print their name clearly on the speaker sheet at the podium and state their name and county of residence for the record.
Good morning, Chairman, members of the board, Dexter Marr, Environmental Health. Just a reminder, today is Food Truck Tuesday. We have a new vendor appearing today, and it is Players Barbecue. So hopefully if you guys will have a chance to enjoy the good food they have. It is from 11:30 to 1:30, and it's over here by the parking structure, by the garbage container area. I guess the dumpster area, I'm sorry.
By the garbage hole there.
A loading dock, I'm sorry. So hopefully you guys take advantage of that. It is open to the public as well. Thank you.
He's our public health director.
Good morning.
Morning.
Jack Hildebrand, Course Gold. I've spoken with Mr. Wheeler recently about water, the quality of water in Horse Mountain area. This is 2 filters. I just recently installed a Culligan filter system at my house. This filter is, according to Culligan, is supposed to last 5 months. I installed the system July 23rd. I had to change it out on August 9th. 17 days. This is what I got. Pretty sad. And I have spoken with Marty Duvall from the Water Department. He concurs with me that the system is pretty much trash. I had to change that filter out because I got down to where I had no water pressure. And I'm asking for the board to consider a filtration system, pursue a federal grant, at least with matching funds, which is very possible. Hopefully the county has on the staff somebody that does grants, that takes a specialized person for that. I understand that. I just, in fact, just yesterday, I got, at my personal home, I got washing machine back online because it was so plugged up with sand and grit and filth. So, and that, I just ask that we consider the board to do something about the water. I can't afford to change out these filters at almost $20 a piece every 2 to 3 weeks. It's not acceptable. The system close to me in Indian Lakes has a sand filter, and they do very well with that. I understand that there might have to be some land acquisitions to do that on my local system. I don't know. So please help us get some water that we don't have to drink and bathe and laundry and so forth in this absolute disgusting water system we have. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jack. Don't lose those. No.
My name is Vicki Fassett. I live in the Ranchos.
I'm sorry,
My name is Vicki Fassett. I live in Madera Ranchos. I also want to talk about water. I have a copy of what I'm going to say for each one of you. I've lived in Madera County since 1978. I've lived in the Ranchos since 1980. My husband and I built houses. We chose the area where we live in because it was not on the water system. We had previously lived on the water system. We found out in 2012 that Madera County was going to drill the well that they eventually drilled on Dublin because they sent us a letter offering to give us an option to buy our property next to our house. We refused. I objected to this well that was not within the water district at that time. Since then, I have been directed to a number of meetings which I have attended voicing my opinion. I've told that my concerns were unsubstantiated, which all have come true. They're no longer unsubstantiated. I've been told to shut up when I was been speaking at the podium by Michelle, the head of the disbanded water committee. My neighbors and I have met with Brett Frazier. He has done everything in his power to prevent us from being put on the agenda. Brett has also stated that the mitigation report that says you will drill us a new well would be a gift to our neighborhood. I do not feel this is a gift in any way. This is payment for damaging our property. Brett is only looking out for himself. He's not representing the people of his district, and he's had every opportunity to represent us. There was previously a supervisor meeting where Linda Brzee had asked what is going to happen to the surrounding wells when the well has been put online. Johannes, a previous Madera County employee, replied, "We, the county, will drill them a new well." I'm requesting for Madera County to stand by their statement. We need a new well due to damage caused by Madera County. We've been denied due process, and we expect Madera County to fix the problem they've created. Our neighbor across the street, last summer, his well was at 360. I've been provided information a year ago, and then this year also, that when the water table is off, the water table is at 330 to 340. When the well is on, it is at 369, 370, and 375. Our neighbor across the street, his well was at 360. He had no water. He is over 80 years old. He was carrying 5-gallon buckets from our neighbor's house to flush his toilet, bathe in. He eventually could no longer wait. He had to drill a new well, which cost him $30,000. The neighbor next to him, they are in the same situation as I am. We have no water. The gentleman that just spoke before me is showing his water filter. When I fill my bathtub, that's what my bathtub looks like. It looks like mud. And I don't think that in their mitigation report of Wood Rogers, which is totally ridiculous, if anybody that knows anything knew that it was a false report.
Look, your 3 minutes is up. If
Okay.
you can finish up if you'd like.
Well, you already know all of it, and I'll just give you a copy.
You can just give them to her and she'll pass them out. Thank you.
Good morning, Chairman and members of the board. As promised, I'm bringing my clerical staff for the proclamation for Child Support Awareness Month. I have with me clerical staff, all but 2 have been here longer than me. We have Amelia, Mel, Nora, Sonia, Letty, Shannon, Penny, and Biani. And all of them are a core to our office. We couldn't do anything without them. Biani is one of our translators, and she is just a go-getter, and she hasn't even been here that long, and she tells everybody how it's supposed to be done. So I'm very proud of all of them. And if we can just get our proclamation and take a picture, we will be out of your hair.
You were supposed to bring the proclamation.
No,
You didn't?
good try.
thank you for all your hard work and the increase that you've been doing every year, like we said last week. This is for Child Support Awareness Week, and, you know, your ability to increase those receipts help everybody in the family and keeping it all together. So we really appreciate what you all are doing.
Thank you so much.
Tom, you had something?
Yeah, I just had one quick, I thought it would be a good public comment. The Camarena Health up in Oakhurst Health Center, they have now expanded, and so they've increased their hours. During the week, they're open from 7:15 to 6 p.m., and then on weekends now, they're open on weekends, and they go from Friday through Monday, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. So first time we've had any kind of coverage like that on a weekend or in the evenings for at least 5 years. So I wish Camarena Health was here so we could thank them. But they sent a card out to everybody, so I'm hoping everybody sees that. So have that extra coverage up there. So.
And I just want to remind everybody, it says school is getting back into session with the kids, going around the schools, just slowing around down there, making sure that they're getting to school on time, or not on time, but safely. I'd rather them be safe there than on time. But just watch out for kids on bikes, kids walking, all of that. So, but hope all the kids have a good school year this year. If there's no more public comment, I'll call it close to public comment, and we'll move to consent calendar. Any items on the consent calendar?
I just got two this time.
Oh.
I got one explained for me already, so I got item J and L. I think they're both Public Works, Mr. Ahmad. Good morning.
Good morning, Supervisor.
On J, I see that their debt service, we're going to take 153 out of there, 153,000. That's Indian Lakes too, so Jack, if you wanted to know about that, he's not paying attention. But how much is left in their account that they have to do that?
Good morning, Supervisor. Ahmad Alkat, Public Works Director. Roughly the original amount was 817,000. That was the bond back in 2001. This payment is 100.
It's 153,000.
53. That was called, and I'll get you the finances on that.
I looked on this and I couldn't find nothing in our
It
budget.
will be sure. It will be paid in full in 2042.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So I can get you the finances on this.
Okay. Then item L, we just loaned them money, and now we're asking for another 15,000. Where's it coming from? And I thought that, I know we loaned them money because I got all the ones marked that we loaned money to.
Correct.
And now we're loaning them again. So what happened?
Although MD-28 Ripperdan, although we did a cash flow and we loaned them money and they need to repay their debt, the original debt was about 23,000, but they're only a district of 17 ratepayers.
Yeah.
So for us to catch up, we'll probably need this cash now, and then eventually we will catch up. We're going to again look over their rate, because they are pending a grant application at the state.
I thought we gave them a 218 vote already or something. Just
Correct.
Last year or so.
Correct, for a 6-year repayment.
Yeah.
So this is 1 year after that. We're not catching up yet. So this.
So there's the rate increase, not paying it, so we've already loaned them some money. I don't know what it was, I didn't look it up, but now we're loaning 15 more thousand. We got to do this every 2 months. How are we going to come out ahead?
No. We will look into this.
Yeah,
We're
I
not,
hope so.
Of course, yes, we do. But 17 ratepayers, it's going to be hard to catch up and pay the debt. I mean, we did this, I believe, last month for a different district as well. The lower the ratepayers, the harder it is and takes longer to catch up with
I know
their
but
expenses.
They're never going to catch up if we keep loaning them money.
Sure.
That's what I'm trying to say. So we loaned them money whenever we did this, 2 months ago, whatever, when we done this, we loaned them money, or not even a month, 2 months ago, I don't think, and now we loaned them another 15,000. I don't know what we loaned them last time, but I could look it up, I guess, I didn't. But now, and you're saying that we increased their fees a year or so ago, and so we're still loaning money. How can they catch up with even the 17 ratepayers? How are we gonna do this?
It will eventually catch up, and again, we will also look at the current rate. We're still pending the state to answer us yea or nay on the grant, whether we need to go again on a Prop 218 or not. So also the state verifies these numbers for us, but they are on our radar, definitely.
Okay, yeah, they better be.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
I asked the same question.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
If I wouldn't have looked in this and seen the ones we already loaned the money to, because I marked them all so I'd know and see how long it took. In 2 months, that's not very long.
That was after a 218 election too, that raised it substantially for MD 28, for sure, so. Thank you for those questions. Any other questions? Any public comment regarding the consent calendar? Seeing none, I'll close the public comment for consent calendar.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Madam Clerk?
Call for the vote. Supervisor Wheeler?
Yes.
Supervisor Poitras?
Yes.
Supervisor Rodriguez?
Yes.
Supervisor Rogers?
Yes.
Supervisor Frazier?
Yes.
Vote passes 5-0.
I did too. All right. It's right at 10:30, so we'll, usually like to do the, actually, we have to wait for a little bit anyway on the sheriff, so let's take one of the public hearings. Actually, let's do 7A, you're right, that's a good idea. 7A.
7A, presentation of proclamation to Javier Rubalcaba, California Highway Patrol Officer, for going above and beyond his call for duty. Whereas California Highway Patrol Officer Javier Rubalcaba goes above and beyond in his call of duty each and every day. And whereas Officer Rubalcaba recently pulled over a speeding driver and noticed that she was using outdated handheld equipment for driving, he immediately noticed her wheelchair and decided he wouldn't just learn her story, but become a part of it. And whereas Officer Rubalcaba learned that the 22-year-old was on her first solo drive after being given a 10% chance to walk after she fell at Sequoia National Park 2 years ago, and has had to relearn how to sit up, shower, even drive. And whereas Officer Rubalcaba contacted the Ability Center, who was gracious enough to offer a discount on permanent hand controls, he then contacted friends in the Madera Evening Lions Club, and together were able to raise more than the $2,400 in 3 days to purchase the equipment. And whereas through the true power of kindness, Officer Rubalcaba continues to help people and change lives. Now therefore be it proclaimed that the Board of Supervisors of the County of Madera, State of California, is hereby recognize and honor California Highway Patrol Officer Rubalcaba and congratulate him on his uncanny ability to extend human kindness each and every day.
So we'll come down and present you with this, but actually Supervisor Wheeler sent me the story that was done on ABC 30 about you, and in this day and age when there's so much negativity in the world, and people are upset to see something like this, and right here just really touched us that you went above and beyond. And so we want to highlight you and just thank you for your service to our community, not just keeping us safe, but also changing the lives of people in a positive way. And so from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And I think we have some others that would like to say some words too.
I just want to say you indemnify the best of law enforcement, and every law enforcement officer I know, peace officers, are ministers to their community. They take care of their community. They love their community. They love people. And you demonstrated that in the best possible way. Thank you for being what you are.
Supervisor Wheeler?
Yeah, thank you. And I just, I seen that night on Channel 30, and so I you know, I got that TiVo, so I ran it back and I videoed it. And then I sent it to Brett, and I said, this is kind of stuff we really got to honor. So it just makes your heart beat right when you see that, and the look in that girl's eyes and stuff when you done that. I mean, I'd like to have been there when you first stopped there. It had to be just really heartwarming for you. So thank you so much, and thank all of our police officers. Just I know you lost one last night, yesterday, and it's just really hard. So we got to have some positive in this stuff. So thank you so much.
Out of the five, one's got it.
Well, I just want to thank everyone, the Board of Supervisors, for taking this time and to acknowledge me. Sadly, last night or yesterday, we lost one of our own, and it hits home. So here I am getting an award, and then the family is dealing with that loss. So it just kind of shows you what we deal with. Just thank you. We do this day in and day out. It's really, but it's humbling. Thank you for your recognition.
Thank you. I also want to recognize Lloyd Pratt, who's here today, and he's going to be retiring soon. And this man has dedicated so many years to this community. He is so well thought of and has done so much for our community. We thank you, Lloyd, for your service. Let's give him a round of applause as well.
All right. We can see if we got.
We have to do.
Let's go 7B.
7B, discussion consideration to adopt a resolution to increase the hours of operation for the main library in Madera.
Hi, Adela Herrera, Administrative Assistant from Madera County Library. And I'm here if you have any questions. So we are going to be changing, well, if you guys approve, effective August 19th. Our hours, we are currently open Monday through Thursday from 11 to 6, Friday and Saturday from 11 to 3. We want to open at 10, so now Monday through Thursday, 10 to 6, Friday and Saturday, 10 to 3. We get a lot of people coming in already, opening the stores even though it says closed, trying to come in. So hopefully all those people will be coming back now in. We have a lot more services to offer them now in the library. So we want to share all that information with them too. So opening 1 hour for them would help us and help them too. For especially job, school, or anything like that.
Exactly. Yeah, I just wanted to, you know, when the recession hit us, we had to really cut back on all of our library and all our other science services, and it's really nice having people like you that's, you know, making it better now that we can open up more hours and stuff. And it's just a positive deal, and so it's just a good feeling for us to be able to do this again. And I hope that you use our PIT team. She's out there talking around. She's on it. Oh, Letty's right here. And put this out to the public so they know, and put it in the Tribune and stuff, showing that we are opening it up more now.
Yes. Yeah, I just noticed that it's for August 19th, so we're going to be working on that too.
Right, yeah.
Put it out there, yeah, especially
So
on
people know.
Facebook.
I mean,
Yes.
So I think it's a good thing, so thank you so much for your hard work.
All right, thank you.
All right, is there any public comment regarding this item? Seeing none, I'll call close to public comment. Bring back to the board for action.
Make a motion for approval.
We have a motion and a second. Madam Clerk?
Call for the vote. Supervisor Poitras?
Yes.
Supervisor Rodriguez? Supervisor Rogers?
Yes.
Supervisor Wheeler?
Yes,
Supervisor Frazier?
Yes.
Vote passes 5-0.
you can do it now, we've passed it.
All right, we'll just take the law enforcement at the end for 7C.
So where are we going now?
Do you want to do 7C?
7C? The presentation of the Chairman's Culture of Excellence?
Sheriff's still, what, like 11 o'clock, he thinks he'll be back? Yes. How long do you think the other ones will take? So just so you know, it's the sheriff that's holding you guys up from getting back to work. Huh? Okay, let's do 6A. Go to a public hearing.
6A, Board of Directors, Special Districts, County Service Area 3B, Parksdale, Public Works Department, Administration Division. Hearing to consider adoption of a resolution establishing increased water and sewer collection rates and levying the increased rates within County Service Area Number 3B, Parksdale, self-help.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. I'm Abakat, Public Works Director. For your consideration today is the adoption of a resolution to increase rates within County Service Area 3B, Parksdale, self-help. CSA 3B had the rate set in 2010. This rate was for water, sewer collection, street lights, parks, storm drains, roads, fire, and administration. The county also acts as the pass-through for the city of Madera sewer treatment rate. Rates for water and sewer collection are proposed to increase, with all other rates being subject to a consumer price index adjustment, with the exception of the city sewer treatment, which we don't control. So we're only increasing CPI, we're attaching CPI to our sewer collection and our water service, which we control. The water rate is proposed to increase by 3.5% every year for the next 5 years, which is roughly only 1% higher than the current CPI. Initially, rates would go from $25.38 per month to $26.27 per month for water, up to $30.16 at the end of year number 5. Sewer collection rates are proposed to go from $12.69 per month to $14.60 per month, all the way up to $18.59 at the end of 5 years. If approved, the new rate would become effective September 1st. A Prop 218 notice was mailed to all 91 property owners in June 28th. In order to protest this rate, there would have to be 47 protests, written protests, or they can come here. At this point, I've checked with the clerk's office, we have 0 protests.
Oh, wow, that's great.
So this is, so with no majority protest, it's our recommendation that you approve the resolution to adopt the rates.
Supervisor Poitras?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ahmad, I'd like to maybe just have you explain why it's important for us to increase rates, what the purpose is, what the money goes toward,
Yes.
and so forth. Because I know that there's, folks say, why my water rate's going up and so forth, and it's just not some random number we come up with. Thank you.
In this case, where we had no debt service, no debt to pay back, we're only, so the rate is good. We need to attach the cost of living increases or changes up or down, which is the consumer price index. So it's basically the cost of doing business. Just like, the price of gasoline today may not be the same in 5 years. So for us to keep with the rate and cover our expenses and provide the service, we have to adjust with the cost of living increases.
Supervisor Rodriguez?
You know, usually I don't support rate increases, but I think we do in this case. It's a good district, and the rate increases are not that out of line. So I think to keep that district functioning correctly, I think we're doing the correct thing. Thank you.
Supervisor Wheeler?
Yeah, did you, when they voted on this protest, did you put in the language, a cost of living every year, or?
Yes.
It's in
They, in the notice, which,
No, yes or no, that's good.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, that's the main thing. We try to do that every time. also.
Absolutely.
Make sure we're covered. Thank you.
All right, this is a public hearing. Are there any members of the public wishing to comment on item 6A? Seeing none, I'll call close to the public hearing, or to the public comment of the public hearing, bring it back to the board for action.
I move we ratify the vote
Why don't you
and,
let Tim say it?
oh, I'm sorry, that's your district. Go ahead. A motion to approve.
Okay.
Second?
We have a motion and a second.
Call for the vote. Supervisor Rodriguez?
Yes.
Supervisor Rogers?
Yes.
Supervisor Poitras?
Yes.
Supervisor Wheeler?
Yes.
Supervisor Frazier?
Yes.
Vote passes 5-0.
6B,
6B, Board of Directors, Special Districts Maintenance District 19A, Parkwood. Hearing to consider adoption of a resolution establishing increased water, sewer, and street light and ACO rates and levying the increased rates within Maintenance District Number 19A, Parkwood.
good morning again, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, Ahmad Al-Kayat, Public Works. For your consideration today is the adoption of a resolution to increase rates with MD 19A Parkwood by the Consumer Price Index. Again, MD 19A last had a rate increase approved on September 10th, 2013. That rate increase included water, sewer, streetlights, and their ACO, which is accumulated capital outlay charge. When approved back in 2013, the rate included an automatic rate adjustment for the CPI. Since implementation of the rate increase, the district had been able to pay off their entire county-issued debt, which was approximately $70,000. So this is now a debt-free district, Parkwood is. This current resolution is to keep the CPI adjustment in effect for the next 5 years. If approved, the CPI would become effective September 1st of this year, and then every July 1st of the subsequent 4 years. The current CPI is at 2.85%. Prop 218 notice was mailed to all 265 property owners on June 28th. In order to protest this rate, there would have to be 134 protests, written protests. At this point, and I confirm, we received 0 protests for Parkwood 19A. With no majority protest, it is our recommendation that the resolution be adopted.
we'll bring, and
Yes.
when we open it up to public comment, then you can come up and protest. When we open the public comment, you can come up and protest if you'd like at that
Right,
point. Yeah, I think, so are there any questions?
Board, no?
All right, this is a public hearing. I'll open it up to public comment. Please state your name and county residence.
Okay, my name is Jenny Steinke, and I live on Parkwood Avenue. Been there for 52 years. This is almost 3%. I didn't realize this consumer price index was almost 3%. There are a lot of people on fixed incomes in Parkwood who don't receive increases per year of that amount. And everything is squeezing, not just this, but there's a lot of other things. And the other thing is our service is very poor. I guess you all know the problems we've been having. We can't water our lawns. We've lost a lot of our landscaping, trees. And I just think that the consideration should be lower, a percentage. We've been promised a new well since 2000, I can't remember, 10 or 11. And I thought we were going to discuss that today, but evidently that's not on the agenda. So those are my thoughts, and I just ask you to consider a 2%. I mean, that's even lower, but And please move things along to help us to have better water and more of it. Thank you.
But we have a
Ms.
protest.
Stanky? Ms. Stanky, if you have a written protest, this would be the time to...
No, do you have the form?
Did you have a written protest, ma'am? This would be the time to submit it to the clerk of the board. Either way, Chairman, unless there's other protests, there's no successful protest, but this would be the time for her to submit it.
If I may, one more, just to clarify, this CPI adjusts up or down, so
Right.
it's not always an increase.
Each year, right.
Yes, sir.
I never saw anything about it.
It's the form, the notice.
I just saw the meeting.
Ahmad,
Yes, sir.
at what stage are we with a new well?
I believe last week, I don't know if Jared Carr is here or not, but last week we came to your board with, for you to approve the project, which gives them the new well and improvement to their fire system. And the third aspect was meters.
Okay.
So I believe that was last week. So the application is up at the state right now.
Okay. Can you tell us whether, when we get a new well, whether we can water, in other words, landscaping the lawns again?
That's why the district is on a 3.5 restriction because of the quantity of the water. So with this well, definitely things will improve and we can lift the restrictions.
Very good, thank you.
All right, is there any other public comment regarding this item 6B? See none, I'll call close to the public hearing, bring it back to the board for action.
Motion to approve?
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Madam Clerk?
Call for the vote. Supervisor Rodriguez?
Yes.
Supervisor Wheeler?
Yes.
Supervisor Rogers?
Yes.
Supervisor Poitras?
Yes.
Supervisor Frazier?
Yes.
Vote passes 5-0.
And Ahmad, if there's like a schedule of when you should be getting word back from the state or anything, if you can share with Ms. Steinke, that would be great.
Absolutely. I'll see you.
You didn't hear that? Maybe he'll explain it to you. Well, he's got the next one to do too, so.
Yeah, but after this, he'll share with you timelines for the new well and the meters and everything like that.
There was a notice in the paper about a prior meeting, and about 15 of us came, and it was canceled, but we weren't informed. I think you were in Madera Ranchos that day or something. And so we promoted it to neighbors, and we got a lot to come, but like I say, it was a no-show by you guys. And so there is a lot of protesting in the neighborhood. They're not here, or maybe they didn't see that last paragraph of the notice you sent. But there's a lot of unhappiness and a lot, like I say, a lot of people on fixed incomes that have lived in that neighborhood for many years. And we're just not happy at all with what's transpired.
Thank you. 6C.
6C, Board of Directors, Special Districts, Maintenance District Number 19B, Parkwood. Hearing to consider adoption of a resolution establishing increased water, sewer, streetlight at ACO rates and levying the increased rates within Maintenance District Number 19B, Parkwood, Sire Ranch.
Good morning again, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. MD 19B, Parkwood, last had a rate increase approved also on September 10th, 2013. That rate increase included water, street lights, and their ACO, accumulated capital outlay charge. When approved in 2013, the rate included an automatic rate adjustment for the CPI. Since the implementation of the rate increase, the district has been self-sufficient and in need of no additional resources and has a decent reserve. This current resolution is to keep that CPI adjustment in effect for the next 5 years. If approved, the CPI would become effective September 1st of this year, and then every July 1st, we will adjust the CPI for the next 4 years. The current CPI is 2.85%. A Prop 218 notice was mailed to all 235 property owners on June 28th. In order to protest this rate, there would have to be 119 written protests. At this point, we have 0 protests as well. With no majority protest, it is our recommendation for your board to approve the resolution and adopt the new rates. Thank you.
Any questions? Not, this is a public hearing. I'll open the public comment portion. Are there any members of the public wishing to comment on item 6C? Seeing none, I'll call close to the public comment on 6C. Bring it back to the board for action. Motion to approve.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Madam Clerk?
Call for the vote. Supervisor Rodriguez?
Yes.
Supervisor Poitras?
Yes.
Supervisor Wheeler?
Yes.
Supervisor Rogers?
Yes.
Supervisor Frazier?
Yes.
Vote passes 5-0.
Thank you.
All right, now we'll move into 7C.
7C, Board of Supervisors Department, District Number 1. Presentation of the 2019 Chairman's Culture of Excellence Award.
Ahmad.
All right, we'll let everyone filter out. All right. So welcome to our second quarter of the Chairman's Culture of Excellence Award. So the first one we'll start with is developmental services. I think we'll all come down here because instead of just staying up here, going back down and everything. But I just wanted to point out that for this one, it's my honor to have our Public Works Special Districts utility staff here. For all of you to know, this was it was your staff that actually sparked this Culture of Excellence Award. There was a time out in the ranchos that there was a water main break in the back of somebody's house. It was 2 doors down from my in-laws. They were without water when it had to shut off. At that time, Norm Allen and I had gone out until about 11, and you all were staying until about 1:30 in the morning to get that job done. And to me, that just said, you know, that was excellent, right? It was the job. It was a huge problem for the homeowner, and they only had positive things to say afterward about how professional you were, how diligent you were to getting it back the way that it needed to be. They actually told me that they felt like you were doing it as though it was in your own backyard. And to me, that's the what we should always strive for is
Right.
treating others as though they're our family, that it's our house, that it's our property and our family. And so, like I said, this Culture of Excellence Award was created because of that specific time. So as far as I'm concerned, you guys should win it every single time, but I'm glad that you were brought forth on this, and I just can't thank you all enough. And part of the reason that I wanted to start bringing in people is when you were gone until 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, sometimes 3 o'clock in the morning, you know, that's time that you're away from your family, and that's time that that you're dedicating to public service and taking care of your community above and beyond. And you know, with this award, hopefully we can show that we appreciate those things that you're doing, and your time away from your family, your time away from your own time. So can't say how much I appreciate you all, and thank you for what you do. So we'll come down here and present them with the Culture of Excellence Award and read off their names. All right, so start Blake Chapman. Thank you, Blake. Philemon Sanchez. Thank you. Gabriel Navia. Jason Mitchell. Jeremy Marley. Kenneth Ramirez. Luis Gonzalez. Ryan Ford. Scott Smith. And last but certainly not least, Marty Duvall. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you. And now we're going to take pictures like we actually work. You guys really get close together. So our next one for general government, and I think you hear us supervisors every time we're at a town hall meeting or out in the public, when people have questions about anything, we have a security blanket that we like to use, and it's called 311 or the Madco Services app. And we know that if we say to somebody, if you have a question or you need help in the county, call 311. We know they're going to be treated with the utmost patience and kindness and professionalism. And so it's easy for us to rely on that as the way to filter people through the county to be able to get the information that they need. And so we just can't thank you all enough at the 311 Customer Service Center for everything that you do. You're a great face and voice for the county. So thank you. We've won a CSAC award for and NACO award as well. So so now that they've won statewide and nationwide recognition, they now have the trifecta, which is the Culture of Excellence county. So we'll try and get the city to give you guys an award too. So thank you all for what you do, and I'll read off all of your names. All right. Cindy Hernandez. Thank you, Cindy. Danielle Iniguez. Ignacio Magos. Right here? Not here. Jennifer Garcia. Jessica Leon. and the true face of Madera County, Joseph Chardon. Stephanie Valdez, here. Yeah. Veronica Cabrera. And the spokesperson who's going to come up and give the speech now to accept the award and thank everybody, Yvette Gomez.
Okay, I want to see that same smile I see every day. Smiley. Still want to speak.
So in the Health and Human Services category, we have our child welfare staff. And I'm going to share this story because this is what really put it over the top as a specific instance of what going above and beyond really means in acting with compassion, which is one of our key virtues. A youth currently placed in foster care was brought into the office for her regularly scheduled visit with her family. The start time for the visit came and went, and her family did not show up. The young girl had began to cry. She told staff it was her birthday, and she had been looking forward to sharing her birthday cake with her family. Acting quickly, staff organized an impromptu birthday party for the girl. They found a birthday card to sign, put together a gift bag of staff-donated items such as stickers, lotion, and candy, then surprised her by singing happy birthday. She began to smile and laugh. To me, that's what we need when we're dealing with kids like that we don't know what they're going through, and the pain of not having their family with them for their birthday, and for us to step in and act as that surrogate family was, I just thought, very touching, and a great reason that they should be awarded with the Culture of Excellence. So I don't think they're here. They're probably doing much more important work, but I'm going to read out their names, and yeah. Andrea Martinez, Angelica Altamirano, Anita Tijero, Javon Lurton, Judy Prinz, Lucia Cortez Salgado, and Quinn Schlatter, and Veronica Blaites. So thank you to them for all that they do. Public safety, we ready to go now, Jay? Oh, all right. Yes, there was also an accident out there this morning. So for dispatchers from the Sheriff's Department, I'll share this story as well. Dispatchers Michael Noka and Nicole Fuller-Paisley were on duty when Sergeant Michael Pace was shot during an officer-involved shooting on November 11, 2018. During this critical incident, both dispatchers exemplified extreme calmness and professionalism when coordinating multiple different resources, including responding units, EMS, SWAT, and the CHP. It was their critical thinking and teamwork that made this high-stress solution run as smoothly as possible. So this is a very, very high stress. You're dealing with people who are calling 311 when they just want information. When they're dialing 911, there's something very wrong and or sometimes not in their best state of mind. And when that 911 call comes into the dispatch from our own with an officer-involved shooting, you can imagine the stress level for them because it's very personal as well. And to be able to do that under those circumstances just speaks to how well trained and how professional they are. And we're proud to have them as part of the Madera County team, and that's why they won the Culture of Excellence Award today. So, Michael Noka, did I pronounce it right? Close enough? Thank you. And Nicole Fuller Paisley. Paisley? All right. Thank you. You want to say something, Jay?
Well, I just want to say, as circumstances would have it, I was actually there while the guy was still shooting at the greater us. So I can't really explain to you, being on the other end of the radio, how much easier and better our lives are when people like that are in charge of the radio on the other end, when something like that's happening where somebody's shooting over and over and over again at us, and we know that it's going to end in an interesting fashion. It's very, very reassuring for us. You know, when we're going, it's nice to know that they're going, what do you need? So thank you to both of you.
Another good job by our chairman. Thank you, Mr. Brett.
Yes, sir. I hope these continue.
They will.
No problem. What's great is we're getting more and more entries as well. That there's just so much good going on in our organization that it's hard to choose. So.
I think it's been a great thing.
All right.
Look last week.
Item 7D.
7D, County Administration Department, Human Resources Operations Division. Discussion and consideration to adopt the amended class classification for Corrections Director.
Good morning, Chairman, members of the board. It is still morning, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Michelle May reporting on behalf of County Administration Human Resources. So this item is actually a culmination of a process that began earlier in this year. And there were some changes to the penal code that were effective January of this year. And so your board has actually seen a couple of the items previously where we were able to change the process so that our corrections or custodial staff, including our correctional officers, the correctional lieutenants, et cetera, this item presents for your recommendation the change to the job description for our Director of Corrections. And so this, basically what this does is it provides for the changes in the law to allow for all of our correctional officers, including the director, to be able to essentially search and seizure. There's some powers of arrest, obviously for the individuals that are in custody. So there were some changes there. The job description changes are attached for your reference, but if you have any particular questions, I'm happy to answer them. And there's no fiscal impact, of course, with this particular change.
Any questions? Any public comment?
Move to approve.
Close
Second.
public comment. We have a motion and a second.
Call for the vote. Supervisor Rogers?
Yes.
Supervisor Wheeler?
Yes.
Supervisor Rodriguez?
Yes.
Supervisor Poitras?
Yes.
Supervisor Frazier?
Yes.
Vote passes 5-0.
Item 7E.
7E, County Administration, Human Resources Operation Division. Discussion and consideration to ratify the side letter of agreement with Clerical Communications Dispatcher, Correctional Officer, Deputy Probation Officer, Mid-Management, Peace Officer Management, Postgraduate Licensed Professional, Probation Administrators, Probation Management, Service and Technical Bargaining Units.
I didn't catch that. Would you do that again?
Tom, I'm going to admonish you for not paying attention.
Oh, okay.
Good morning again. So this particular item, which covers all of our bargaining units, and it will also include our unrepresented employees as well. So this is an exciting item that we're able to bring before you. Right now, we have in all of our bargaining unit agreements, we have language that allows for an enhancement of our program under the Internal Revenue Services Section 125 plan. As many of us know it as the flexible spending program opportunity. So right now, we provide for that benefit, which only means that our employees are able to run their premiums that they pay for their health insurance pre-tax. So this will actually expand the program, and we were able to get agreement, of course, with all of our bargaining units, and are looking forward to bringing the contracts forward next month, which will allow for flexible spending accounts for our employees to voluntarily participate for medical, unreimbursed medical expenses, and then also for dependent care expenses, which used to include just child care, but now includes adult care, as many of us may be taking care of our adult, our parents, for example. So this just provides the side letters that we entered into with all of our units, and
Move to approve.
Any public comment? Close to public comment. We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a second. Madam Clerk?
Call for the vote. Supervisor Wheeler?
Yes.
Supervisor Poitras?
Yes.
Supervisor Rodriguez? Supervisor Rogers?
Yes.
Supervisor Frazier?
Yes.
Vote passes 5-0.
Thank you.
Any pending legislation? None. Supervisor and staff reports. Start to my left.
I just wanted to, first of all, Bobby McCauley is going to be my interim chief of staff. Started yesterday, and I just wanted to thank the other chief staffs, Letty, Melissa, and Nick, for all their work helping me while I haven't had one. So thank all of you very much. We got a great crew up there.
And we will be looking to have you repay the favor, and Bobby has to do work in our district. So
Right.
thank you. Supervisor Rogers?
Yes, I'll be attending RCRC later today. I'm headed that way. We'll be there today and tomorrow. And I also want to thank Rhonda and other members of the staff who have contributed to my office and help during the absence of a chief of staff. Rhonda's been extremely helpful, taking care of me very well, and I appreciate it. Thank
You
you.
got a little bit of love in your heart for District 2, I would imagine.
Well, she's making it happen, I'll tell you. Thank you so much.
Supervisor Rodriguez? Supervisor Poitras?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just wanted to mention I had an opportunity last Tuesday night while you guys led the charge in the Board of Supervisors meeting to make the rounds in District 3 in the city of Madera for National Night Out. We had a chance to make about 7 block parties in National Night Out. It was a great success. And I also like to recognize our probation department and sheriff's office for fantastic participation as well. I don't know how many there were, but every single event I attended, there was somebody from the county of Madera. It was great. And I even believe that there were 2 chiefs of staff who were attending. There's Letty back there, so she was out there. So the county was well represented at National Night Out. And I'd also like to recognize Public Health in Madera Community Hospital for the great farmers market that took place last Thursday night. I've never been to one of these farmers markets in Madera, but it was publicized, and so I attended, and it exceeded my expectations. It was, the variety of fruit and produce was outstanding. And there were probably, I don't know, 8 or 9 different vendors. So I would, it's a shout out to Public Health and Madera Community Hospital for the joint effort. And yeah, I think it's off. We just kind of need to keep publicizing it.
Yeah. All right, I have nothing to report. CEO, County Council, and Clerk. All right, with that, I'll adjourn the meeting. Our next meeting is August 20th. It will be here.
Thank you, brother.
All right.
Good job.
Not bad for being late.